right? And
Okay.
that's a big strength for them. And there are some friction points. They're always trying to not pay them enough, and always friction between those parties. But I think that having said that, Otis doesn't even have any of that, and it's selling direct, right? So this is, and they're trying to get into that space at really early days. So that's another reason why that market share is held like that, because of the strong distribution base that they've got through third-party channels.
Got it. Okay, so distribution is actually, I mean, we have heard that the retail network is important, but it's particularly important at the SME level, isn't it, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so, I mean, we'll sort of shift and talk a little bit about some of the other bits, but just on that point, so the TPG obviously coming in, sort of low value, low frills, no retail distribution. Can they have a viable offering either at enterprise or at SME level?
Probably at the SME level, but I don't think that they will go after or will have a success in the enterprise market, which is just logic tells me. The TPG had a company. I mean, TPG is sewn together with multiple acquisitions. There's a company called AAPT, which is acquired. I think they now belong to TPG. They always had an enterprise play, but it's too small, and I don't think so. Unless there's some wholesale dark fiber market, that sort of different markets they could play, but not immediate, not in the mobile for quite a while, unless the technology things change and all that. But if you hold things constant, I don't see that as a threat for next 3 years, at least 4 years. Having said that, one thing that the enterprise guys are fretting is, everyone can say that TPG is not the price point. It's not won't compete in the market, but the customer perception of the price that they would pay for mobile services is dictated by the consumer market. The ads that they see in the train stations and all that, they'll come back and then say, I can get it for $9. Why the hell am I paying you $70? Right? So that's where it'll have an impact. But it is having an impact already. But that's what we've got to manage.
Interesting. Okay, so I mean, let's touch a little bit more on this, because I think this ARPU point around TPG is quite interesting. So your point is that it's a lot about customer perception that will drive down ARPU here. So I'm just,
for the enterprise, yeah.
So like something to me that is fairly interesting here, which is that, I mean, they're playing in relatively different segments, or at least it would appear that way. So you've got TPG coming in with like I said, sort of a mobile-only, very data-heavy, quite cheap offering. It's going to hit sort of your lower value, price-conscious consumer, and you've got Telstra and arguably Optus too, a little bit more at the premium end. We offer sort of everything, the international service, everything basically in there. So I'm just wondering, if the two segments don't necessarily overlap, do you actually think ARPU changes in all the segments, or are we talking just at the bottom end of the market? What sort of your thinking there?
I guess if you take a view that the top end of the market, already the customers know how to screw both Telstra and Optus and get the best deal, right? Because of the volume gain, right?
Yes.
So they know how to do that. Then you have come back to the mid market they call, or the SMB. There's going to be those guys are starting to play that game as well. They're trying to get the price down a bit, but they wouldn't venture into a new offering too deep down, because then if Telstra is able to, or that fear is there in those businesses because they depend on the phone. If the phone doesn't work, they lose the business. So they just want to have a reliable connection. That's kind of 100%. So I think they can play that coverage game and that to pretty much hold on to that segment. There would be some impact, but I don't think it will have a massive impact.
Interesting.